Welcome back again, David. We get to do part 2 of the breaches and the impacts. So last week we spoke about the impacts, and we're just going to delve into what's involved in a breach. So we're going to talk about people, process, technology. Perhaps you could start talking a little bit about technology aspect of the breach.
Yeah, of course. So as the IT environment gets more complicated, the attacker also gets more complicated, and the value of the risks is also heightened to the situation where it was never been before. So when we're dealing with privacy breach, a lot of time is really making sure there's proper security tools. There's also proper capability through automated way to help detect areas. And we talked quite a bit about zero trust concept. And part of the zero trust concept is to identify your human element, the people accessing the information, creating a baseline of human behavior, and based on that baseline information, start identifying if there is something abnormal, event that's abnormal, and then be able to cure it, or potentially going through an investigation. So the critical part is to tie the identity access part to your data, right? So having the two marriage up, but then using some sort of automated way to be able to help you to be more streamlined, more mature, as well as more efficient in terms of detecting that.
Yeah, brilliant. So when we have this working together, we can really prevent these breaches from happening. Obviously, there's a big aspect of hygiene, and often hygiene or poor hygiene contributes a lot to the breach. What are your thoughts on that?
So for hygiene is really equivalent to people and process out of this three-legged stool. So from the people side, people needs to have the necessary training. They need to understand that they're actually equal part of protecting the privacy data. A lot of the time that people will just do their daily jobs the way that they have been performing for the past 10, 20 years, without really recognizing that if they're transmitting information, privacy information, without encryptions, that could actually create a lot of issues. So that's one aspect on the people side. The other aspect is on the process. There needs to be a necessary mechanism to make sure that any new capability that's being deployed, that there is a way to look after it. There is a way to go through the necessary security assessment before that's been done, and making sure that process-wise that there is not live data, meaning that privacy data that's being uploaded into a test environment. That's just some of the typical hygiene capability, typical hygiene issues that people just need to be aware of.
Yeah, brilliant. And I guess having that drill and making sure that process is followed before a disaster happens is going to limit the impact of that disaster.
Absolutely.
So I guess in the event that it does happen, obviously there's a lot of containment and change management.
So for one, that people just need to recognize that stuff happens, and rather than lying about it or not being transparent about it, the bottom line is that making sure that communicating to the necessary party that's been impacted. And second, start changing the culture within the environment, making sure that people are being held accountable, employees are being held accountable, that from the very top to the very low level of the employees, that each person is responsible for protecting the data. And that once you have all three areas, people, process, technology working well as making sure the proper influence on the organization culture, that is where you become more successful in dealing with the privacy.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you. So that true cultural change is where we need to get to stop this from happening again. Well, thank you. Enjoy your flight back, David. It's been great to spend the day in Canberra, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for tuning in to episode 4 today. By examining the interplay between people, process and technology and addressing poor cyber hygiene, we hope the discussion with David provided practical insights to enhance your cybersecurity posture and learn how you can become more successful in dealing with privacy issues. Stay tuned for future episodes where we'll continue to explore the dynamic realm of cybersecurity, offering valuable guidance and perspectives to help CISO and security leaders like yourself navigate the evolving landscape. Forget about Monday blues, grab your tea and coffee and join us for Monday Minutes. See you in a fortnight.